Hello, Archie Luxury channel. Remember, like, subscribe, and tell your friends, and look in the description for 10 ways you can help me stay full-time on YouTube. And today, I want to talk about rules for your watch collecting. Now, before I start this talk here, many people would say, rules? You want to put rules on your collecting? What the fuck? What sort of bureaucratic nightmare are you creating? But hear me out. I gotta tell you something. I've been a watch enthusiast for many years, and I gotta say, when I had certain rules in the collection, I mean, rules are meant to be broken. They're not fucking ridiculous. But I gotta say, when I had certain rules in the collection, I found the collecting much more enjoyable. For example, you might say, I only collect white metals, steel, white gold, and platinum. You might say, I only collect sports watches. So you'd go for the iconic sports watches, Rolex GMT, Rolex Submariner, Breitling Navitimer, Omega Speedmaster, Man on a fucking Moon. You could go for certain pieces. So, when you say, hey, there's certain rules to have, I gotta tell you, I'm not adverse to a few rules. And it's really quite fascinating. If we put a few rules in place, it could really... Now, I'm not saying you put these rules in place to be a cheap-ass fucker. We're just thinking out aloud, thinking outside the box. For example, one rule I've liked... I mean, I get to look at a lot of collections. One rule I've really liked is the one brand per piece. So, only one Rolex, only one Omega. You know where I'm going. So you've got to think to yourself, is that the piece of that brand that I want in my collection? And I got to say something. Having certain rules in your collection can really help you love your collection even more. This is not a bad thing. This is not an evil thing to, it's not something to piss you off and to, I mean, I like to, a few rules. I don't buy fucking retail, and I buy what is good value, bargain shopper. However, if certain rules play out, the roll of the dice, certain pieces come out that I like, maybe you can continue the rules. And I gotta be honest with you, I've also found a compact collection has been more enjoyable than a super collection, with so many variations. Compact is kind of more, I'm not saying cheaper, it's not necessarily cheaper. I mean, we could have 20 to 30 shitters. We could certainly do that. It's not about the number, it's the quality. So, I'm going to put it out there. What rules would you set? And I'm thinking to myself, maybe you could go white metals. Maybe you could go one brand per watch. So no, you wouldn't have 2 Rolexes or 2 Omegas, you'd have 1 per watch. Or you could even say you collect in pairs. 2 Omegas, 2 Rolex, 2 JEWELLERY, 2 whatever. Do it in 2s or whatever multiple you want. Another rule could be to have pieces on, for every piece on a metal strap, a metal bracelet, you need to have a leather strap or NATO strap piece. Sports versus dress. What rules could you have there? And it's a real interesting concept. You set these rules here to give you some direction. I remember being in high school and they said for your English test you can write an essay on anything you want. Suddenly that gets very, very hard compared to narrowing your focus. Okay, we're doing World War II, we're doing certain topics. You know what I'm saying? When you've got a certain profile, you look at it in a certain way, whereas if you say you can write on anything, it gets very, very, oh fuck, there's no perimeters. A lot of people can't handle it. So I'm really keen to say, what rules would you set for collecting? And I'd like to hear from the audience, what rules do you have in your collection? And what happens if, like I had the Archie 5, I ended up getting 2 Pateks. And I went from all white metals to a yellow gold. And I thought, well, this is my piece to prove rules need to be broken. So it's very interesting. You have certain rules. You have a collection. You can have a sub-collection outside of the rules. What rules would you set? And do you even want rules? Do you just collect things that you like? What rules exactly are there? One rule that I think some basic rules that I like is no quartz. No quartz, white metals, 1 brand per piece. I like to even up the number of leather strap pieces compared to bracelet pieces. There's a few rules. So vintage and modern. What do you want to go for? Vintage and modern pieces. So there are a number of things you can set yourself to try and give you happiness in the collection. What rules would you set? I'm Archibald Chesterfield III, AC3. Tell me what you fuckers think of that.
We specialize in the repair of Rolex and Patek Philippe watches. We've been doing the same thing for more than 25 years. We have Rolex technicians certified by Rolex who actually used to work for the company for many years, like if we're doing the work on the factory. We completely disassemble the watch and we put it to work like brand new condition. When you get a pre-owned watch, it's like if you're getting a brand new unit. The only difference is the money.